Today's mindset training, we're going to be discussing your mental diet. Before we go too deep into mental diet, I want to start with the definition of mindset, right? Your mindset is what you think about and how you think about it. And this is going to be important. I just want to remind everybody with this one because this one's going to be important for mental diet. Because our mental diet is ultimately what we're mentally intaking. So think about like your social media feed when you're scrolling, the news media you watch, the TV shows you watch, the Netflix shows you watch, the people you're around, the music you listen to, the books you read, audiobooks, podcasts you listen to, movies you watch often. All of the media, all of the external things that you consume on a regular basis is going to be what we're going to call your mental diet here. And there's the quote of, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I personally believe that to be true. But also, you are the sum of the 5 things you consume the most of. How often have you guys found yourself watching the news, right? And you hear all these sad stories and then maybe you find yourself a little bit more worried throughout the day. Or you have an argument with your spouse or another family member, coworker, whoever it is, and then you're angry a little bit later. This is just how important it is to evaluate the people and the things around us because they influence us. We're all feeding off each other all the time. So how is the media, the people, the things that you're consuming mentally influencing you on a day-to-day basis? How is it influencing you emotionally? Does it cause you, like the examples I just gave, does it cause you to show up differently throughout your day? How are you showing up physically? How do they influence you physically? Does it prevent you from getting your workouts and stuff like that in? Does the emotions cause the physical part of things to get out of whack? And then how is it affecting you mentally? Maybe it has you a little bit more worrisome with more intrusive thoughts, right? One thing that I think it's really important for all of us to really understand is marketing. Marketing in and of itself, news media is very fear-mongering in nature. They're trying to scare us in certain ways. They're trying to create more scarcity, make us think that we are in lack, that we need more things. Like marketing is just will be like, you need to lose weight. Here's a pill. Here's this. Here's that. And in reality, we have all the answers we can need. All the answers are out there. There's plenty of information. There's people like me, right? But marketing, the media is always trying to create that separation for us. Maybe not for us, but they're doing it. So keep that in mind, guys. Good marketing will make you feel like you need something. It happens to me all the time, and I'm well aware of this, right? So when you are scrolling through your social media pages, maybe you have some old high school friends, elementary school friends, college friends, friends from earlier in life, and you see them posting all of the good times in their life, making it seem like their life is awesome. When in reality, we all go through shit. We all have tough times. We all deal with challenges. We all deal with adversity, stress, all the things. But social media becomes a highlight reel for a lot of people. And so you may find yourself scrolling through and judging or comparing or wondering why you don't have this or that or whatever the case may be, whatever shows up for you. How is that influencing you? How is that affecting you mentally, physically, emotionally? And then how is that affecting you towards your goals? That's ultimately what this comes down to. Because the things that you're mentally consuming, even if you're aimlessly scrolling your phone, don't make a mistake about it, guys. You're mentally consuming information right now. Even if it's about Sally's 3-year-old grandson, right? You're consuming that information, and then you're coming up with thoughts and emotions about that in real time, whether you're aware of it or not. And so you need to become aware and pay attention to these things and then begin to audit all of it because it's going to affect us. Does the comparison of Susie and her 3-year-old grandson cause you to feel less than of yourself and then maybe you skip a workout or have a cheat meal because the food makes you feel a little bit better? You don't need to be friends with all these people. You don't need to watch the news to be aware of the news. You don't need to be, you don't need to follow all the people from high school, or college, all the things. And especially if it's not serving you, get it away. Hide people. Social media is great in that regard now. You can hide everybody. So what does your mental diet consist of? What are the things that you are mentally consuming on a day-to-day basis? Again, music, podcasts, books, TV shows, that's going to be huge. News media, social media, the people you're around. We're always taking in information, whether maybe it's just about somebody, right? So what does it consist of? And then what do you want it to consist more of? Do you want to have more inspirational people in your community and on your social media feeds, maybe in the Facebook groups that you're in, stuff like that? Do you want to listen to more uplifting music rather than music that is a little bit more dreary and bringing you down? Do you want to listen to podcasts that expand your mind a little bit? Do you have a goal of losing weight and achieving your ultimate health? There are podcasts out there talking about these things all the time. Are you like watching mindset trainings like this that are, again, giving you different feedback or different input to your brain? You can find what you want out there on the social media, on the media, but you have to want to look for it. So you got to audit your mental diet and evaluate, like, are these things, how are they affecting you, and then is that moving you closer towards your goals? Audit your media intake. What will serve you towards your goals more? Will podcasts help you maybe take in more information, understand your health and well-being more and what that looks like? Listening to other people's success stories and just getting inspired by that. Like, hey, if that person can lose 30 pounds and get healthier, so can I. Let's go, right? So here's your exercise for today's mindset training. Your exercise is to audit your media consumption. Take a day, write down everything you consume, everything that you can possibly write it down, maybe put it in the notes section of your phone, type up a Word document, write an email to yourself. Don't let yourself off the hook. Write down as much as you can possibly write down throughout the day or at the end of the day, and then audit it. Does it actually serve you towards your goals? Does it affect you negatively, emotionally, or physically, or mentally? And then what can you start to include into the mix a little bit more to replace it? Don't sleep on this, guys. I'm sure you've had this before where you're having a conversation with somebody or you're watching a movie and then you talk about it with somebody at work. That's just how much it can influence you because it's going to be hot on your mind. Don't sleep on it. Audit your mental diet and then evaluate what's serving you towards your goals. And if it's not, how can you replace it with something better?